Many guns. I remember listening to Rush when Obama was president. One thing that always stuck with me is when he said there was an easy way to tell if you're talking to a Democrat. They say and a lot. He had a clip he played of Obama speaking, and at one point, he said for what seemed like 10 seconds. I notice it whenever a Democrat speaks off script, and it makes me laugh. Thanks, Rush. Oh, Rush was so good at this. And remember, I'll tell you something. I did a lot of history stuff. And you know I kind of geek out on history anyway, but I did a lot of extra history stuff when I was writing the Anti-Communist Manifesto, just reading about this or researching that and wanting direct quotes from communists to have in the book. And it is staggering how much of communism is simply based on lying and how honest they are with each other even about it. They'll write it down. You know how if you had to tell a lie, you would probably feel bad about it? We've done that before, I'm ashamed to say. In our house, we tell our kids, hey, we want to pull our kids out of school one day and do something fun with them, and their grades are good enough, but we don't want that to be obvious, so we'll tell the kids, hey, just tell your teacher you were sick. It's not good to lie. I don't want you to lie, but just tell your teacher you had a sore throat. Okay, we kind of feel icky. You feel icky about it. You're telling your kid to do something like that. They just talk to each other like that as if it's normal. Oh, hey, no, we can't let them know what we're doing. Hey, make sure you lie about that. Hey, no, we have to hide this. We have to keep this hidden. You have to keep all communism hidden at all times, so everything they say is a lie. Honestly, let's take a step back on this. Let's take a step back and look, because we've talked about this before on the show, but briefly. Think about the national platform for Democrats. When you think about what their talking points are on every single thing, what is the national platform? All of it is based on outright lies. No truth to it whatsoever. Do you know what Democrats, if you look at polls, you know what Democrats believe is the greatest threat to the United States of America? You know what they believe is the greatest threat? White supremacy. Something that doesn't even exist in any organized form anymore in this country. The only time you've even seen a white supremacist is when you get 5 fat KKK guys having to be surrounded by cops at the courthouse steps because there's 500 people that want to beat them up. There's no white supremacy in any organized form in the country, and yet Democrats believe firmly that it is not only a problem, it is the problem. Total lie. Total lie. Taxes. Let's just go down the issues. What do they believe about taxes? Well, if we tax people more, then things will get better. Well, we know that's not true. Whenever you tax people more, economic activity slows down. The government takes in the economic activity and wastes all the money. These are not things we think. These are things we know. Total lie. And yet they believe it, so you have to lie about it. At the border, look at what they do at the border. They talk about compassion and kids in cages when they'll put the kids in the same detainment facilities. Otherwise, every single thing, if you go down the line, is a lie. Abortion's a great one. I can't believe Republicans shrink from this. Democrats in this nation, every single one in the Senate, everyone in the House, they all push now for abortion all 9 months, right up to the point of birth. And if they happen to be born alive on accident, chuck them in a steel room somewhere and let them freeze to death. They believe that. This is what they push. And yet when they talk about abortion, they'll talk about Republicans don't even believe in exceptions for rape and incest. We're talking about a full-blown infanticide supporter acting like there's just some little exception that they have a problem with. Every single part is a lie. That's why they talk like they talk so often. That's why either they're lying or they're saying, because you know if you're a communist, you have to lie. You can never, wouldn't that be stressful? You can never be honest. You can never come out and just talk like I'm talking to you now. You must lie at all times. That would stress me out. That's why they either say the uhs, or they'll do this thing that Randy Weingarten did. This is over a minute. I'm going to let it play again. What's she talking about? What's she saying here? Nothing. Because she can't ever get up there and tell you something honestly.
We have been so siloed for so long. And what's happening now is that we're vitiating those silos. We're taking them down. We're actually being together in this big, big field of dreams, of a new economy and a vision, you know, and all sorts of, whether you call it CHIPS or the Inflation Reduction Act, but all sorts of things that are out there that says to employers, that says to communities, that says about climate and the new things that could happen and be made in America, that there is, to build it, we need to...
What's she talking about? Nothing. Because she can't talk about anything. It's all based on lies. Everything's crazy. I have great news. If you enjoyed that, I have a YouTube channel you can subscribe to. Whatever I do, it'll be right there on YouTube. So go subscribe today.